Hello students, welcome to my channel Bala's English Today. In this class, we are going to learn about active voice and passive voice. How to convert active voice sentences to passive voice sentences. What is active voice? What is passive voice? We will learn about it in depth. Now let's begin. What is an active voice? In the active voice, the subject is the doer of the action. Okay, and in the passive voice, the subject is the recipient or the receiver of the action. So the action, whatever is taking place in the active voice, the subject is the doer of the action. One example, we will do it. Very capable and efficient teachers are taking our classes. Very capable and efficient teachers were taking our classes. In this sentence, can you identify the subject, verb and the object? Yes, you are right. So, very capable and efficient teachers is the subject. Were taking is the verb, which is in past continuous tense, and our classes is obviously an object. Now, when we convert it into passive voice, the object should be given importance and the subject is the recipient of the action, as I told you. So our classes were being taken by very capable and efficient teachers. Did you identify what changes we made here? The subject has become the object, the object has become the subject. So other roles we will learn it. Now, how to use passive voice? When we use the passive voice, we have to make the object of the active voice sentence more important. So we have to give importance to the object and not the subject. Okay. For example, the statue was broken by some mischievous voice. The statue was broken by some mischievous voice. Okay. We know here the subject of the active sentence, the statue was broken by someone. The statue was broken by someone. In some situations where the action is more important than the agent, it is always better to use the passive voice instead of the active voice. For example, the school was built in 1854. So, the passive voice we are using because where the action is more important and we are not giving importance to the subject who has done this action. Okay, so we have learned we use passive voice when we want to make the object of the active voice sentence more important and we do not know the subject of the active voice sentence also. When the subject is unknown, you can use passive voice and you don't want to give more importance to the subject. We use the passive voice sentence. Now, how to change or convert active voice to passive voice? That's what we are going to learn now. Now, one example, you see, I broke the window. I broke the window. Here the subject is I, broke is the verb and the window is the object. Now, what are the rules we have to follow while converting the active voice sentence to passive voice? So the first rule is the object of the verb in the active voice becomes the subject of the verb, as I already told you. Now, for example, look at this sentence, I broke the window. So what is the subject here? I. What is the verb? Broke. What is the object? The window. So the window will become the subject, right? See the passive voice, I have given the example down. So the window is a subject here. Okay, that's the first rule. Subject should become the object. Object should become the subject. And now what is the second rule? The subject of the verb in the active voice become a prepositional phrase in the passive voice by plus active subject. Now what is the verb in the sentence of the active voice? Broke. What tense is it in? Past tense. Whether it is in a past tense or a present tense and future tense, always use V3 form. What is V3 form? V3 form is the past participle of the verb. Now, what is the past participle for this verb broke? The present tense is V1 form is break, broke, broken. So, always use the third V3 form, that is past participle broken. Since this sentence is in the past tense, you have to use was. Okay. and the window is only one window. It is singular. So use the window was broken. So far it is clear. Now the last part, that is the subject should become the object we have told. So how to make it? You have to use by. Okay. After that you have to give the subject, changing it into object position. For example, I. When you say in the subject position I, it becomes me in the object position. You remains the same as you. And what about he? It becomes him. She becomes her. Okay. Now in this sentence, the window was broken by I becomes me. So the whole sentence now, if you recollect, active voice is I broke the window. When you convert it into passive voice, it will become the window was broken by me. Okay. Now let's think about all other tenses, how they are to be converted when we make it into the passive voice. Other rules, you know, the subject becomes the object, object should become the subject. Only when you think about the verb part of it, you have to be careful. Now, when you come to the simple present tense, so when the sentence is in the simple present tense in active voice, you can convert it into passive voice. How? Just see the example. We use this room. Just take only that part of it because the subject, verb and object is sufficient for us to convert it. We use this room. We is the subject, use is the verb, this room is the object. On special occasions, you have a complement. Okay. Now you see this room. So this room is the object. It becomes a subject. This room. Okay. We are making it a subject in the passive voice. Use is the verb. So what is the V3 form of use? Use, used, used. So used. And the room is singular, only one. If we have rooms, you have to use are. Okay. But since it is only singular, one room, you're saying is. So the room is used on special occasions by us. You have to write. If it is understood, you need not. But actually the rule is this room is used by, we becomes us. Now you take past tense. Okay, past tense I have given you a question form, whereas in the previous slide I have put up this I broke the window, broke. You know how to convert it, so I'm just leaving the past tense part of it. We'll go to the future tense. I shall post the letter. I subject, shall post is the verb, this letter is the object. Now this letter shall post, shall always you have to change it only for the first person. I and we you have to use shall. Other things you use will only in the language of English. Now I shall post this letter. When you convert it into the passive voice, this letter will be posted. Whenever you get future tense, try to use be in the passive voice. For future tense you have to use be. For perfect tense you have to use be. And for continuous tense, you have to use being in the passive voice. Got it? So future tense, I shall post this letter. This letter will be posted by me. I is becoming me. Subject is becoming the object. Object is becoming the subject. And the changes of the verb, V3 form of the verb. And before the future, when you convert it into passive voice, you have to use be. Okay, for future. Now present continuous. They are showing the match live. They are showing the match live. They subject. So when it becomes the object position, obviously you know they should become them. Okay. The match is the object here. So it becomes the subject in the passive voice. The match is being shown. There's an error in the slide. So correct it. The match is being shown live by them. Being shown live. Okay, shown is the V3 form of the verb show. Show, showed, shown. Okay. Now past continues. All of us were cheering our team. Our team was being cheered by all of us. You see, all of us is the subject in the active voice. So we have written were cheering. Now in the passive voice, our team, that is becoming the subject. So our team is one singular subject. So you are using was. That alone you have to take care. Now present perfect. We have cooked a delicious cake. So a delicious cake has been cooked by us. Now past perfect. Lightning had knocked down several trees. Several trees had been knocked down by lightning. Now future perfect. They will have counted the votes before night. The votes will have been counted before night. Okay. Now other than these assertive sentences, we have some command and request, that is imperative sentence, interrogative sentence, that is questions. How to convert them from active to passive. If you don't have a subject, you have to use let. Okay, that is for the imperative sentence. Now let's see the command. Okay, now open your books. What sentence is that? It is an imperative sentence. It is a command and there is no subject. In the imperative sentences, you will not have subjects. So open your books. So when you convert it into passive voice, let your books be opened. So be. So where do you use be in general assertive sentences? For future. So this also, because it is open the book, it's a command which will happen in future. So you're saying let your books be opened. Let us forget the past. Another example. Let the past be forgotten. Okay. In the case of request, kindly pass me the book. So kindly pass me the book. So you are requested to pass me the book. You are requested to pass me, to pass me. That's how the verb changes for request. Right? Okay. And in the question, interrogative sentence, will you give me the prize? Will you give me the prize? Give is the verb. So it's again will. So it's a future. You have to obviously add be in the passive voice. So will the prize be given to me by you? Okay. My grandfather looks after me. What sentence is this? My grandfather looks after me. So now looks after me. This is preposition where the preposition follows the verb. See, looks after. It's a phrasal verb. So you need not change the looks alone. You are writing it as a looked and after. So don't split them. So my father looks after me. I am looked after by my grandfather. Okay, you should not separate this look and after because it is together. You have to do it. So my grandfather looks after me. I am looked after by my grandfather. Now as I told you how to change the pronouns from active to passive. One example I have given here. I broke the window. Here the I is the subject. When it goes to the object position, it becomes me. The window was broken by me. You broke the window was broken by you. He or she broke the window was broken by him or by her. If it is she, you write her. If it is he, you write him. Okay, we broke the window was broken by us. We becomes us in the object position. They broke the window was broken by them. Now, I would like you to try some sentences. Okay, whatever we have learned, you can check the video again to convert, how to convert different tenses you can learn, and again you can do these sentences. This is for your practice. Okay, the first example, I will complete my assignment next week. Will complete, which tense is it? It is in the future tense. So you have to add be in the sentences, be plus V3 form. So subject should become the object, object should become the subject. I've given the answers also in the next slide. So you can check it. Before that, don't go for the next slide. First you try. If you make any sentences or corrections you want to make, you can go for the next slide. So she does all the cooking every morning. She does. Does is in the present tense. She does all the cooking every morning, every evening. She pays a lot of money to her coach. She pays. Pays is the verb. You know that. She is the subject. Pays is the verb. A lot of money to her coach. Okay, now you can change the present tense and how the verb is going to change. Put it in the passive voice. Gaurav has gifted this book to me. Gifted is in the past tense, but has gifted, it says has gifted. So this is present perfect tense. We had lost, past perfect tense. So whenever you get perfect tense, in the passive voice, obviously you get been. Future tense, you get be. For continuous tense, you get being. Let's forget the past. Let's forget the past. What sentence is that? It is an imperative sentence where there is no subject. So, how to use it? You know it. You can check the other slide and do it. Suppose you wanted to check the answers, you see. I will complete my assignment next week. My assignment will be completed next week by me. She does all the cooking every evening. All the cooking is done every evening by her. She pays a lot of money to her coach. A lot of money is paid to her coach by her. Gaurav has gifted this book to me. This book has been gifted to me by Gaurav. We had lost the final match last year. The final match had been lost year by us. Okay, let's forget the past. Let the past be forgotten. So this is how you have to do, or you have to convert active sentences to passive sentences. Hope you understood the video. Thank you so much, students. And if you like the video, please subscribe to me and share it to your friends. Thank you.